Hey everyone, I hope that your week is off to a good start. I was just able to give some feedback on all of the blog posts that have been uploaded to Medium. If you're still struggling with how to do that, or if you have questions about it, please consult the document I've linked to here in this announcement. Also, let me know what the issues are, what questions you have, and I will be happy to help. I'm really liking Medium thus far as a means for us posting our blog entries. I like how easy it is to find, for us to find one another's work once we get our blog posts up there. And it really makes it easy to add comments and replies and thoughts because of the type of platform it is. So hopefully you're having a similar experience. Again, even if you did upload your blog this week and you're having some issues, let me know and I'll do what I can to help iron those out. All right, so we've moved pretty quickly, as is the case with this class since we're only together for a short time, through the Porfiriato, the initial revolution that was sparked by Francisco Madero, and the Plan de San Luis Potosí. We've also looked at his ouster and murder by Victoriano Huerta, who took power from Madero and installed himself as the president of Mexico. Now, of course, as some of you started to point out in your posts, Huerta did not receive recognition from the United States. He did receive recognition from a couple of other European countries. So part of what we're thinking about, too, is how the revolution shaped and was shaped by the relationship between Mexico and the Colossus of the North, or the United States, as it's sometimes referred to south of the border. Wilson, I'm trying to come up with his name, Woodrow Wilson, became president partway through the revolution. And so he was in the position to make decisions about who to support in terms of which factions, who to sort of feel out in terms of might this be the person to support, think Pancho Villa, who to sort of be nervous about, hold at arm's length, Emiliano Zapata. He ended up, as we've already seen, recognizing the de facto presidency of Venustiano Carranza. So that's what we're turning to next, is the civil war that ousted Huerta, but ended up creating the Fiesta of Bullets, as some writers have referred to the revolution, of different factions within Mexico fighting to the death against one another, fighting the United States after the occupation of Veracruz, and then the punitive expedition into Chihuahua following Pancho Villa's raid on Columbus. So there's a whole lot going on. It's a very messy kind of event. And that's why we see figures like the fictional character Demetrio Mesias, who is the protagonist of The Underdogs. So remember, that's what we're going to be using for the final project, unless you've talked to me about some other alternative for the final project. But The Underdogs is kind of the novel of the revolution. It was written in serial form as the revolution was taking place. And in Macias, we see a peasant fighter who had kind of a regional reputation, who became subsumed in the larger revolutionary movement under Villa, and didn't really know what he was fighting for in certain terms. So, in some ways, yes, in some ways, no. His vision for what the revolution was about, and those who were closest to him, was very different than the vision of even Pancho Villa, or the vision of someone like Felipe Angeles, who was one of Villa's advisors and one of the kind of intellectuals behind and strategists behind Villismo. Using Villa as an example, but there are similar ones across the various factions that we're going to be studying. So all that just to give some broader context for where we're going. Please let me know what questions you have. Continue our conversations on Medium. I'll be catching up with Twitter probably tomorrow, just because of how things have worked out in terms of timing and workloads and things. So don't worry that I haven't updated those scores just yet. I will be, and I'll be adding to that conversation too. I hope things are mostly working for you. Again, let me know where the sticking points are, how I can help, and I look forward to continuing our study of the revolution together.